Alright, so Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 9 is here, and I still can't believe that they decided to do it. They decided to bring back one of the most loved characters in all of Naruto, all of Boruto, Kurama. And it's shocking, right? Because we thought that Kurama had died during the fight with Ishiki, but by the grace of whatever, Kurama's not actually dead, and this new Kurama seems to be a part of the previous one that existed before. And it's just wild because in the Boruto story, I just don't think death means anything anymore. So when somebody dies, you can't even take that at face value, and you always have to think about the other lore and how things from Naruto connect to this story now, and just all the different factors that could play into it. Because we have characters that are iconic to the Naruto series, and someone like Kurama dying, I just feel like killing him off was way too much. And I said in a previous video, I didn't think it was going to be Kurama. I thought it was going to be somebody else just because of the way that Kurama explained his sacrifice, but turns out it's him. And going into this chapter and just talking about what's happening, Jura is also confused. He's like, why am I looking at this little girl and she's supposed to be the chakra signature for Naoto Uzumaki? And everyone's confused. Even Boruto's confused. Shikamaru's confused. Everyone's confused because they think that the Nine Tails is dead, and they're all under the assumption that the Nine Tails was not here. It turns out it's within Himawari. And in the beginning of this chapter, Jura is trying to take in Himawari to, I guess, figure out what the true meaning of this is, because there's some confusion for him. Obviously, he's reading his books, he has information that he has in front of him, and for some reason he's getting somebody else. So it's a little confusing on his part, right? And very interesting thing I want to point out is he takes out this book out of thin air and reads off Shikadai's name. And I wonder if he has some sort of like encyclopedia for the people of Konoha, or just the people of Earth in general. But I thought that was very interesting. Just want to point that out for a second. But yeah, he goes ahead and tries to devour her. And I think the way that the Ten Tails devours people is not by chewing them, right, with A1 sauce. It's using a tree to sort of engulf the person, sort of how like Sasuke's in the tree, Bug, and characters like that who are currently Ten Tails clones called Shinju. I think that's how it works, because he immediately tried to put Himawari in a tree. And then Team 10 has the most impeccable teamwork I've seen so far, and it really shows you just the power of Ino Shikacho. So they're able to rescue Himawari from being put into the tree and ultimately being devoured. And it seems like now Himawari is going to be in danger, and the only person who could possibly protect her is not able to, and I'll talk to that in just a second. So Boruto is actually somewhere hiding in this hideout, and if you look at the panels, it seems to be Orochimaru's hideout. So Kashin Koji and Boruto have been using this as a base of sorts to, I guess, do their reconnaissance and kind of have somewhere close to the Leaf Village, or I don't know where this exactly is, but it's one of Orochimaru's hideouts. So possibly somewhere in the time skip, Kashin Koji and Orochimaru may have been interacting. Because think about it, Kashin Koji, after fighting Jigen, had to go somewhere, and maybe Orochimaru was the place he went to, and then maybe eventually Boruto ran into the two as well. That's just my idea, but seems like Boruto's using these tiny frogs that Kashin Koji has to track within the Hidden Leaf Village, and he has like these flying Rajan markers on them so he can easily get in and get out. But yeah, going back to Himawari's confused. Nine Tails chakra, that can't be me, right? Everyone's thinking there's some sort of mistake, but Jura kind of reconfirms that I'm surprised too, but I need to devour you in order to know more information, right? So this is Jura's new goal. He's forgetting about Naruto for the time being and is going directly after his daughter. And just kind of snapping back to Boruto lands in the Hidden Leaf Village, and guess who shows up? Kawaki wakes up from his nap that Jura put him in, and saying, hey, uninvited guests, we found Boruto at the site of the dead Hidden Leaf Shinobi. Look, it's him, he did it. Which Kawaki is just trying to point blame at him, trying to get everyone to go against him, but it's not working, and Shikamaru is starting to understand things a lot better. So, Kawaki and Boruto kind of go at it, and man, I've seen some one-sided fights, man, and this is one-sided. Boruto dodges the rods, dodges his punch, and punches him in the stomach and throws him on the ground. I mean, at this point, Boruto is leagues ahead of the competition. And he says, "You haven't been training at all? How pitiful." So I think there's going to be something, like I said before, I don't want to get into a whole rant about it again, but something weird happens and Kawaki awakens his karma. But if you remember, Kawaki and Boruto's karmas are in synchronization. So whenever Kawaki uses his karma, it sort of resonates with Boruto, and Boruto's karma activates without control. And it turns out Boruto's weakness is he cannot control his karma still. So this is his weakness, and the Toad even says, if you do not get out of here now, you will not be able to control your karma still. So very scary, saying that even after 3 years, Boruto still doesn't have an answer, and he is still a danger to the people around him. So I think there's going to be an ongoing battle, because at some point in time, Boruto is going to have to learn how to control this. In the first episode of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, I think he actually does learn how to control that. And I think it's because of the Jogan whenever we get introduced into that. So I think we kind of just have to wait and see. But I think at some point in the story, Boruto had to conquer this karma cell, just like how Kawaki is going to have to conquer his lack of skill and ability. So it seems like Kawaki may even use that fact they can't control his karma in the future to kind of pit that against him. But before moving towards the end of the chapter, we see one more of Jo's abilities. He's able to shoot a tail beast bomb out of his eye, and then Team 10 and Himawari run away after that. And the final shot here is Himawari kind of going into a trance. I really like how they showed this. I don't remember if they showed it before, but Himawari's eyes just kind of blank out, and all of a sudden you see her in that dimension where you see her and Kurama talking, and Kurama says, "Little girl, you know who I am." So I think based on that sentence, it makes sense, because why else would Himawari know who the Nine-Tails is, right? I think that this is very telling that this is the old Kurama, and that we are in for a treat, because if Himawari is the next Jinchuriki, she's going to be insanely powerful. And yeah, let me know what you think about Kurama coming back, and do you like this change? Do you not like it? At first I was a little opposed to it, I'm not gonna lie, but hey, it's Kurama and I kind of like the character, so it's whatever, right? But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.